I tried to catch it at 7. My mom was on the phone with me. I did not mean to be not a minute late, but I always was taught to be late. To be on time is to be late, to be on early is to be on time. So sorry I was not on time, but we definitely got a great interviewee. You know what I'm saying? Is this the last? No, one more. We got one more. I was about to say. Let's go.
Once upon a time,
Let's get it in. Right on time. Let's go.
My dog, what's up with you?
What's going on? Before we get into it, how are you doing today? You look good.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I've been trying to stay warm out here in these New York winters, man. It's cold.
Man, I'm in Vermont, so I know what the cold is. I know what the cold is like. You can hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a little bit, but you're good.
Cool. Yeah, my mom was talking in my ear before the interview. I was trying to get it at 7 o'clock, but you know, I always try to talk to my mom. I always tell her 30 minutes before my interviews, mom, at 7 p.m. But you know, she always want to talk to me and gossip about everything. So
you good, bro.
But as everybody's rolling in, you know, I want to welcome everyone to another episode of Kicking It with Kachi, where we kick it with the realest, powered by the DC voice, where every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, we highlight entrepreneur, mogul, innovator, or just really a dope person of color who's really taking the industry by storm. So tonight, we have the pleasure, the honor, and the distinguished dedication of kicking it with Christopher Mikhail.
Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Yo,
if y'all been watching the interviews, y'all know I've been trying to get the explosions. I got the explosions.
I'm crying. Yes, man. Appreciate the love, man.
Of course. How's your Sunday going, though, before we hop in here?
My Sunday's going pretty well, you know. Woke up, did a little bit of core exercise, some stretching and everything like that. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized. Unfortunately, even though tomorrow is President's Day, I still got to go to work tomorrow. So that's not fun, but you know, it's a blessing just to even have work. So
we go get into that whole work life entrepreneur fashion. But I really just want to jump right into like what drew you into fashion, because I feel like as men, especially black men, you know, we jiggy with it, but connotations is we just have t-shirt, jeans, sneakers. We're not really into what we wear. So how did you get into fashion?
That's a great question, like right off the bat. Honestly, I would say a lot had to do with my mom. My mom, she would always take us shopping every weekend, just even if it was just a window shop, I would always, you know, tag along with her. And I was also a quiet kid. So I feel like those two helped me to really find another outlet to express myself, because I wasn't always the most outspoken. I wasn't always the first one to speak up, but I always knew what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I kind of fell into the outlet of fashion. I fell into, you know, sneakers. I was a big sneakerhead in middle school and high school. I was able to, you know, pick and choose which shoes that I did like, because I did have a uniform in middle school and high school. So I had to wear, you know, the classic polo and the navy slacks.
But it was always the kicks. It was always the kicks I got that made you fly. Everybody had the same fit on, but if you had the braces, the Jordans, the SBs, like.
Exactly. So I'm like, y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna do my thing. And so that's really what got me into just fashion in general, was being a sneakerhead. And then that kind of just tumbled into a whole rabbit hole of, you know, designing and fashion and learning about arts that you can wear and just keep on you all day. So that's really what made me get into fashion.
And you from LA, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, Los Angeles.
So how has like your hometown affected like how you dress? Was you a Cortez kid, a Raiders kid?
You know, honestly, like I wasn't really that, you know, ride or die LA. And I don't mean that in like a, you know, like a, I don't mean that in any type of way, for sure. I was definitely a big Laker fan.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like that resonated with me on a fashion level, you know. I definitely did have those people that was rocking the Cortez, rocking the Dickie shorts, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in those like circles, but that just wasn't me, you know. That wasn't like what I was into at that point. But honestly, like, nevertheless, it still shaped me to who I am today. So I am grateful for those experiences.
And you know what's crazy in New York, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was growing up, we looked a lot to West Coast culture as like, you know, the Hollister, the polos, you know, the beach shorts, you know, the, what's it called? what's the loafer shoes? What are they called?
Oh, the
Sperry's.
Sperry's?
The
Yeah.
Sperry's. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of that from you. So it's interesting to hear someone from like LA not really like resonate with like a really big fashion town. So
Yeah.
what was you really wearing when you was growing up then?
Man, I was wearing everything, bro. Like, I remember I had these super high top, like Adidas. Um, I was just literally anything I could get my hands on. I was a big Ross fiend. I was always
Mm-hmm.
shopping at Ross, trying to pick up like the rare finds, Marshalls too. I was in all the stores because my wardrobe was pretty much limited to the money that I brought in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I would save up every now and then. I used to sell like chips during snack and lunch,
Uh-huh.
trying to make my little weekly allowance. You know what I'm saying? But I would really just go for those shoes that were unique but didn't break the bank. So I was wearing everything, man. I had like Sauconys, I had New Balances, I had when I did get a little bit of money, I was working at my church and had a little side job here and there. I went upgraded to the Jordan Retros, I was
Yeah,
wearing,
exactly.
little
The
11
pair your
logos.
mom won't buy for you. You gotta get it yourself.
Exactly, exactly. But I had to go on eBay cop the used pairs because they was a
Yeah,
little cheaper. So
exactly.
I was like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. But I
Hey,
definitely had to
man.
work my way up.
And when it comes to this fashion stuff, I feel like these kids don't understand. I say kids now, I'm only 23. I feel so old. But I feel like getting to the fashion stuff, it really was like you had to be out in the trenches really to find your own style. So
Definitely.
that came from you trying a whole bunch of different brands, you making your own brand, right? Beloved from now on. Well, actually, let me say Beloved from now on because it has a period. It has a
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
So how did that develop into adding your own sort of flair to the fashion world?
Awesome. Yeah. So I knew I was always entrepreneurial. I knew that
Well, you
that
were
I
selling
couldn't.
chips at the lunch table.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So I'm like, I knew that I wanted something more out of life than just kind of like clocking in and out. And I didn't know, but at the time I didn't know what avenue I wanted to take it. I just knew I was, very leadership oriented. I knew I had a bunch of ideas, creative ideas, but I didn't really know where I wanted to take that. So it wasn't until I'd say my sophomore year of college where I was really I was inspired by my mentor. He hit me up. He was like, "Hey, how about you like actually make your own stuff? Like, why don't you make your own shirts?" And at that point, I was like, sure, I guess I'll just go find somebody to screen print these for me and
Yeah,
sell them."
exactly.
But he really inspired me to like dig deep and like, yo, like you should figure out how to do it yourself. So literally that summer, I went home. I learned how to sew. My mom had
Wow.
a sewing machine in the closet. I pulled it out, got on YouTube University, and figured out how to make a nice hoodie.
Mm.
And then I also learned how to screen print myself as well. So I was literally up in towers in my dorm room, just screen printing, 10s, 50, 60 shirts, at a time, trying to get them out to as many people as I could. So I definitely learned a lot from those early days, just being in towers and being on campus, soaking up all the information that I could. And then that really like developed into my personal style, I would say, because I'm a very, very simple person. I don't like too many prints. I don't like too many patterns, but I do really admire like the shape, the quality, the fabrics of a garment. So it's more than just like, what it says. It's more about what it represents and what it
Because
looks
it's a
like.
functional piece of art. Exactly.
Definitely, definitely. Absolutely.
And, honestly, I feel like I like the term backpack designers. You know how we get the backpack rappers, where
Right.
we have a lot of, especially like as black men, we don't have, or just black people in general, we don't have massive amounts of resources to manufacture a brand whenever we want to. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Or the connections to manufacture a brand whenever we want to. Like you said, YouTube University, and now we see the culmination of like the Virgils, the Brandon Blackwoods, the Tremaine Emery. Just shout out to him for
Yeah.
director of Supreme. So how do you hope Beloved is sort of contributes to that? Sorry, that was my mom speaking. Contributes to the overall conversation that is like black design.
Man, that's a very powerful question in and of itself.
So
So
like you got a powerful
honestly,
brand.
thank you, bro. Thank you,
Of
bro.
course.
So honestly, what I want to go with that is actually I want to make it separate from Beloved, and I want to create
Mm.
my own design studio. So what that would look like, and I'm not really sure the timeline for this, but I definitely do have works for this in progress right now, and that would look like an entire cut and sew studio. So
Mm.
I would grab some facility and hire a staff that can help people to literally take a project from a sketch on a piece of paper all the way to the full production, clothing line. And so And honestly, that's just because I don't want people to, have to go through the same things that I'm going through, Like, I want
Exactly.
people to be able to express themselves as fluidly, as easily as possible. And I just feel like since I have been blessed with these gifts, I have no other choice but to, really um, put on for how I got
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
I really have no other choice but to pave the way and pave the road behind me for younger kids that look like me, look like you as well,
Yeah, exactly.
that are just like ready to design and get to work. So
And I always talk about this on my interviews because granted that's essentially what I want it to be, a sort of networking sideways sort of thing. So it's
mhm.
interesting to see that I'm always like talking to people that are trying to always put on for other people, right? And draw from their past experiences to also influence other people. So in going to that notion, I know you also have a TikTok where you do sort of post some content about your past influence, your experiences in a very, fun and vibrant way. Like you talk about contemporary artists on there, cooking on there, musical. Yeah, I should check him out. It's actually really interesting stuff. And mind you, I don't follow him. He's on my For You page. He was on my For You page first. I'm like, hold on. I know this guy. I know this guy.
Yeah,
Really
man.
good. So would you say that like a lot of art on the canvas and just photography that you always do from beloved perspective, I mean preservation, wow,
hmm
has some sort of influence on like how you go about choosing garments or fabric or even like a design for a shirt?
Yeah, man. Honestly, like this past couple months have really showed me just how integrated art is with life. And that's one of like the main themes for my next collection coming up, is just like the importance to see the art in life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So whether that be just how you walk from your house to the bus stop, how cook a meal with your friends, like it's all art, man. It's all art, and it's really no other way around it because we are all individuals that were put on this earth for a purpose, and there's no one that looks like you. There's no one that is you. Like you're the only one. You are one of one. Therefore, you're priceless. So I just really want to highlight just how like artistic and how really beautiful the world we live in is.
Mm-hmm.
We often get caught up in desires and things that we want, things that we don't have, but it's like, bro, we have a lot, man. We have a lot to be very grateful for, and a lot to
Exactly.
really sit back and take in, man. Like sometimes all you got to do is just smell the roses, literally. So I'm really I really like to take pride in like seeing the art and seeing the beauty and everything I encounter. And sometimes when I get in a mood or when I get upset, like I really have to look at it from a different lens of just like of of me being a participant of life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not really it's a really interesting concept because art is a very selfish topic
Yeah.
or selfish, category, but at the same time it's like it encapsulates the entire world, so it's not selfish at the same time. I don't know if I'm just rambling here, but
Nah,
like
I feel like it makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like in talking to people and
mhm,
getting these narratives from people, right? I feel like I kind of am selfish in a way. I kind of am nosy about the lives of other people. Like
mhm,
when we get on this interview, I'm nosy about how beloved came to be. I'm nosy how, the content that you produce comes to be because of the fact that I also can see experiences that I have, in the
right,
stuff that you post and stuff like that. So in traveling as well, right? Like in moving from LA to New York to being one of the best fashion cities in the world and the best artistic cities in the world. Like
yeah,
art, like you said, actually does encapsulate a lot of the city. You see graffiti everywhere. Even when, you see designs on billboards in Times Square, that's art in itself, right?
right,
So how has moving across the country sort of affected your creative process as well?
man. That's a good question. I felt
That's what I
like
do. That's what I do.
yeah. So I was in DC when the pandemic hit, right?
Hmm.
March 2020. I was a junior at Howard, and I had went back to LA to quarantine with my parents. Like that whole fiasco. Everybody know how that went.
Yeah, exactly.
And it took me some time to get back into my groove of like creating when the pandemic hit, because I just felt like everybody had time adjusting to what we were experiencing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when I did finally get back into that groove, I it felt good to create in LA. You know, it felt
Yeah.
I really grew a different appreciation for the city that I grew up in, spending so much time in DC and then being forced to live back in LA. I really grew like an appreciation, and I do feel like that kind of made its way into my garments as well. And I even used some friends that I met in LA as a model. So like
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
was it was just a beautiful experience just being at home at that time. And then when it was time to move, after I had graduated last May, it was time to move. I felt like at that time in my life, I was a little bit stagnant almost, or I felt like it was just time for a new chapter, you know?
Exactly.
And so there was a little bit of a learning curve as far as, you know, adjusting to life in New York City, but I knew that this is where I wanted to be. I knew that this was like the next step for me. I knew that this would help me to achieve my creative goals. And honestly, I feel like I'm just now tapping into like the creative side of New York because it's been really cold and I haven't been able to go anywhere. But like honestly, like when it warms up, man, like I'm gonna be doing a lot of networking, a lot of art galleries, and going up to different events, things like that. So I really want to like experience something new and just be around all the creative and blackness that New York has to offer. So I feel like this move has been a really good, a great move for me. And honestly, I'm just getting started creatively, so it's a lot coming soon.
Nah, we're looking for it. Congratulations, honestly, on like moving, because I just moved recently too, and honestly, it's not easy. So shout out to you for even moving to like a really, really like gritty city, especially as an artist. So did you watch the Kanye documentary? I know you did. You watched the Kanye documentary?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
So you know, I kind of also resonate with that hero's journey. You know, of like wishing, like I do wish I could have stayed in New York, or in your case, stayed in LA and done what I wanted to do, but it's a launch pad. Right, it's a launch pad to where you're destined to go to, and honestly, like I said, the content you're posting now in New York and all this that you're doing, it's remarkable, right? But you also said that you have work tomorrow. So how do you balance a professional life as well as like trying to be beloved, creative, future studio aficionado of future designers?
It's tough, man. It's not easy. But I have found some things that help me along the way. Working from home is definitely a great help, and I'm very blessed to have a remote job that I can literally wake up at 8:55 and clock in, and I'll be done at 5 o'clock on the dot. So that really helps a lot. I'm really grateful for a work from home job, and also like budgeting my time the same way I do my finances, because I have like pretty I wouldn't say they're strict schedules, but I know what I want to get done in that day, and so when I deviate, I know what I do need to like take time from or add time to. So budgeting my time the same way my finances would be budgeted has really helped me a lot, because I need that kind of structure, that rigidity to help me understand like what I need to get done for the day.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's definitely been a great help. And also I just started meal planning too, and that's been saving a lot of time, because like I just throw the meals in the microwave
and just
eat, and then I go back to work. So it's like I can save a lot of time instead of going to the grocery store, cooking this and that. So that's been a huge help too.
Nah, major life hack. Like cooking, I love it. I can listen to Ari Lennox and Jasmine Sullivan all day while cooking, but that take too long. It takes way too long.
Yeah.
So I just saw your story actually. I didn't want to reveal the news, but I just saw your story, the little tag on the jacket.
Yes,
the jacket. This is the show of exclusives. We're friends. We're kicking it. You know what I'm saying? So what can we expect to see from your brand this year?
I mean, I got it right here. If you want to take a look, if that's what we're doing.
I do. Hold on.
Okay. So
hold on. Let me get a drum roll, please. Hold on. Let's see.
Look here. But yeah, man. So this is what I've been working on. This is actually a design I've used before. It's very simple, man. It just gets the job done. I've just been feeling my like very simple lately. I don't need to say too much about what I have on or what the pieces have to say. But this is the work shirt that we got coming out in the next couple of weeks or so. Pretty limited for this first go around. I just wanted to test the water to see how people was feeling. And yeah, man, I'm really proud of this piece. It's very simple. You got the beloved name tag.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Quality. Hold on. Let's get some explosions in here. Hold on. Hold on. Yes,
Thank you,
sir. Nah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm just like I've been kind of in like a creative stump lately. Actually, I wouldn't even call it a creative stump. It's more of just like a business stump, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there comes a point where you just do a lot of second guessing, a lot of self-doubting, or you just feel like you just don't have what it takes. But honestly, you just got to just push through all of that, man. Just push it all aside and just do it. Just go for it. So yeah, I see my brother in the comments, so shout out to him. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Love the fam.
But yeah, man.
So lastly, you know, on my interviews, I always do a lightning round so I can get a little sauce, get to know my interviewees, right? So
Okay.
this first question, since my guy be dressing. I know there's a lot of guys that might be in the comments or in the video later that might not know how to put it on, right? So
Yeah.
what are 5 things that should always be in a man's closet?
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, so you need a white tee for sure.
A white tee.
Yeah, you need a go-to hoodie, any color, but it needs to fit you. It needs to fit you well, and it needs to be versatile, so you can like put it under jackets and things like that. You got to have a clean pair of sneakers. My recommend is like, you know, a pair of OG Jordan 1s. I know that's a little pricey these days, but there's a lot of alternatives like a pair of Blazers. You need like a nice, simple high top that you can throw on with a lot of different things. Fragrances, I feel like fragrances are really slept on. I feel like it really can complete a look because, you know, just being out in public, you get a whiff of somebody's fragrance.
They smell you before they see you. Yeah,
exactly. You trying to turn your head a little bit, trying to see what they on, and then you see the full fit. So it's like, oh, okay, I know what they up to. And lastly, man, I'd probably say, I'd probably go with maybe a nice watch. You know, really just pulling the outfit together. If you got a short sleeve shirt on, you see the watch, you know, it's glistening in the sun. If you got your shea butter on, you're moisturizing, and your skin will kind of bounce off the watch.
Exactly.
That's my 5 for now.
Hey man, take note. So he said, yeah, go-to hoodie, yeah, plain white tee, pair of fresh kicks. Yo, get your smellings right, get your fragrances right. You know, Axe is not cutting it no more, guys.
Nah.
And we need a nice watch. You don't gotta go too crazy. Just go to Macy's, get yourself a nice $60 watch. You know, but look, gold is glistening, right?
Hey, there you go. There you go.
What are your top 3 fashion influences?
Man, that's a good question. I like that one. I'm gonna have to go with Kanye West. He's actually one of my favorite fashion designers, and I know it's almost rare to say that just because of everything he's accomplished, but fashion-wise, Kanye West has really changed the game. Kirby Jean Raymond of Pierre Moss.
Oh, yes.
Huge inspiration to me just for how he puts on for our people. And he's just making fire clothes in the process. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going to have to go with Samuel Ross of A Cold Wall. Just very simple. His clothes, like, they speak for themselves. So
I can definitely see a lot of those influences in not even just your brand, but just your holistic,
man,
like persona.
So like I haven't even gotten to my cut so bag yet with Beloved from now on, but that's coming at the end of this year, maybe even sooner than that. So
more exclusive.
A lot coming soon, man.
All right, I like this one. This is probably my favorite one. 4 brands that people may not have heard of, but they definitely should.
Okay. All right. Everybody got their pen and paper ready? So, first one, I'll probably give a shout out to my boy Rashi. His name is Cliff. He's out of Maryland. He has a brand called Ajar World. It's AJAAR and World. Very, very dope pieces. This man is like a genius. He just hit 7K followers on Instagram today. He's definitely a bright star coming up very soon. I also have to go to, I'd say Spencer Badu. I believe he's a Canadian designer. He has very, very simple pieces, very refined silhouettes. Let's see, who else would I add on there? Man, I do this all the time. I'm always shopping off, so I don't know why I'm dang, who else would I say? Give a shout out to my boy Kyle. He's got some pieces coming out soon.
I definitely need to get Kyle on.
Yeah, he got some pieces coming out soon. Actually, I might You know what? So we doing a little show, right, in New York
Oh,
in
wait,
April.
wait,
Yeah.
wait. You said
We,
April. Hold on.
yeah.
I might be in the area. Hold on. You said April.
Yeah, we doing a show in April. We finalizing the details right now, but stay tuned for like an official announcement. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
it's you don't want to miss it. So I'll say that much for now.
I like
And
that.
my brother dropping another brand in the chat. Is my boy Steve of
Nice.
Universal Therapy,
I
and
have universal therapy. Yeah.
yeah, like Steve, he went to Howard. Everybody knows Steve. Cool guy, really cool guy. His garments is fire as well. So yeah, definitely check out those four. My boy Rashi from HR World. We
Mm-hmm.
also got Spencer Badu. We got Varsity, my boy Kyle, and then Universal Therapy, my boy Steve. So that's my
Nice,
four.
nice. All right. So, what are your top 3 favorite music artists?
Man, oh man, top three is tough.
I know.
Three,
All right.
picking
Top
top
3
three is
listening to
tough.
right now. Who's in rotation right now?
Oh man, okay. I might tell myself a little bit, but I've definitely been listening to a lot of Drake. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know why, but Drake is just like he's a very like illustrative artist.
Yeah.
When he writes his lyrics, you can really like
Feel
envision
what he's
yourself there
saying.
with
Yeah.
exactly, you know. So he's definitely one of my top artists for that reason. Um, I gotta go with Kanye West too, you know,
Of
man. Like
course. Of course.
he just makes great music, and it's really hard to dispute that. So, lastly, who else have I been listening to? Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Childish Gambino. I know
Yeah.
definitely
Same.
heard
I've
that new.
been going back to the Kawhi tape. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
bro,
Mountain. I've been getting back to that. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I've been getting ready for that new Atlanta season coming out, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna have to tap in with Childish Gambino.
Okay, okay. So I already know everybody's in the comments. They already know they're rethinking it. But all right, can you just tell us what is the morning skincare routine?
Well,
I know they're thinking it. I know they're thinking in the
man,
comments. Just drop it for us, just real
I'm
quick.
crying. So yeah, so like I said, I'm a very simple guy. I don't like to
Mm-hmm.
do too much. So and that goes to my hygiene routine as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I've been using just like a regular basic Neutrogena like cleanser. I'll start
Mm-hmm.
off with that, and then I'll use CeraVe. What's it called? CeraVe moisturizer, something like that. It's got
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
hyaluronic acid and some other chemicals that I can't even pronounce, but
Mm-hmm.
that's been working really well for me. And then last but not least, I see you, sorry. But last but not least, I just use like this like balm. It's called Egyptian Magic, and
Okay.
it's great, man. It's called Egyptian Magic. You can get it from like Costco or I don't know, Ulta maybe, but it's like it's mixed with like honey, some shea butter. I want to say it's really like natural materials, but it works
Mm-hmm.
great, man. So that's what I'm gonna say for that.
All right, all right, all right. So finally, before we get out of here, what are just 3 lessons real quick that you want to leave us with that you learned on your journey thus far?
Man, I'm gonna have to go with just the cliche answers because cliches are honestly what worked for me. So
Yeah.
number one, you gotta believe in yourself, man. You gotta be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest support system. Because if you don't believe in you, I'm not about to believe in you, and then we just wasting everybody's time.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you gotta put the work in. Like I just posted on my story today. I'm not looking for shortcuts anymore. And there was a point in time when I was like,
You
I'm
need to
gonna
get
see
to the
how
fastest.
yeah, you know, like I'm gonna see how I can get to the top without, doing the least work
The
possible.
gritty
But
work, yeah.
there's no shortcuts, man. Like if you do find a way to stumble to the top and you don't have that foundation that you built from just hours and hours of hard work, it's gonna show, and then your entire success will just crumble away before you. So you have to put the
Exactly.
work in. You have to set that foundation for yourself because it's really crucial. And I say the last lesson, have a great like support system, and I know that not everybody has an easy time finding people they can trust and love, but it really goes a long way to have those people you can lean on in times where you just down bad, or you need some extra encouragement. It's just really important to have somebody that you can confide in and trust, and really reciprocate love whenever you can, whenever you need it. So
Honestly, I feel like that probably last one was probably the most important because it's not even about having people that may believe in your vision, but believe in you enough to
absolutely,
support your vision, right?
absolutely,
So
man.
that's honestly like one of the realest gems that, you know, we've got on this show. So thank you, Christopher, so much for everything that you dropped on us. Thank you for coming by and kicking with us. And for all the questions, you know, that I got for you today. And we definitely appreciate you, right? So make sure all you guys join into the live. You guys can check it out on the DC Voice Instagram page at the DC Voice on Instagram. You guys can check out Christopher at Christopher Mikhail and also at Beloved from now on. So watch this interview on our page to check out past interviews as well and get information on new episodes coming in the future. I'm gonna see you guys in there.
Appreciate you, man.
Good night.
Yes, sir. Believe in yourself, man. You got to be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest support system, because if you don't believe in you, I'm not about to believe in you, and then we just wasting everybody's time. Number two, you got to put the work in. Like I just posted on my story today. I'm not looking for shortcuts anymore. And there was a point in time when I was like,
you need to get to the fastest.
Yeah, you know, like I'm gonna see how I can get to the top without, you know, doing the least work possible.
The gritty work, yeah.
There's no shortcuts, man. Like if you do find a way to stumble to the top and you don't have that foundation that you built from just hours and hours of hard work, it's gonna show, and then your entire, you know, success will just crumble away before you. So you have to put the work in. You have to set that foundation for yourself because it's really crucial. And I say the last lesson, have a great support system, you know. And I know that not everybody has an easy time finding people they can trust and love, but it really goes a long way to have those people you can lean on in times where you just down bad, or you know you need some extra encouragement. It's just really important to have somebody that you can confide in and trust and really reciprocate love whenever you can, whenever you need it. So.
You know, honestly, I feel like that probably last one was probably the most important, because it's not even about having people that may believe in your vision, but believe in you enough to support your vision, right?
Absolutely,
so
man.
That's honestly like one of the realest gems that, you know, we've got on this show. So thank you, Christopher, so much for everything that you dropped on us. Thank you for coming by and kicking with us. And for all the questions, you know, that I got for you today. And we definitely appreciate you, right? So make sure all you guys join into the live. You guys can check it out on the DC Voice Instagram page at the DC Voice on Instagram. You guys can check out Christopher at Christopher Mikhail and also at Beloved from now on. So watch this interview on our page to check out past interviews as well and get information on new episodes coming in the future. I'm gonna see you guys in there.
Appreciate you, man.
Good night.
Yes, sir.